So I got a new compactor plate from VEVOR. These are pretty heavy. It's about 150 pounds or so. So keep that in mind when the box shows up. You're probably going to want some help carrying it and moving it around. Now putting it together, really easy. You pretty much just have to put the handle on, route the cable, and other than that, it's pretty much done except for a little rubber band over here, which I do want to show that one. So right down here, you're going to see in the shaft, there's a little hole in there. There's also a little rubber band type deal. You're going to have to move that over. You want to expose that hole. That is to relieve pressure. If you don't do that, you could damage the motor. Now this one is the 6.5 horsepower, 196 cc. Right here is going to be your on-off switch. You got your start, you got your choke over here, you got your fuel. You got to make sure you turn that fuel on. And then you got your throttle over here. Now this uses regular unleaded gas and I use non-ethanol. So to start it up, it's pretty simple. We're just going to flip the switch to on. You need to make sure that you turn your fuel on, set up your choke. And then right now it's on its lowest. I would let it sit for a minute, let it warm up a little bit. Now once you get to the higher speeds, I definitely recommend ear protection because these do get pretty loud just like any other engine. And it definitely vibrates a lot. You're going to use this to compact your earth. So if you're using gardage, you're doing foundations and stuff, you want to pack that down. This is supposed to be able to pack up to 12 inches thick of dirt. It's also good for gravel. I'm going to try and take it down and show a quick demo with the gravel as well. This thing is just really heavy, so getting it around the property is not as easy. It does have a couple little wheels, but still, this thing is heavy. You can also turn it up and kind of vibrate it down too. Now for a quick demo, I'll pack that dirt in. And you'll be able to pack this down more than you can with any kind of shovel. And then when you're all done, we can just shut it all down. And pretty easily I can pack down where I had a couple holes that just kept sinking in. So I was able to pack down with this one more than a shovel or a foot or anything else can ever do. But this is also great for like foundation work, gravel work, anything that you need to pack down. I am going to do a follow-up video doing the gravel. I just have to work on getting this all the way down there. I think this will work. There we go. Got it in. All right, that'll work. Now I'll try to get it down the hill and we'll do a little bit of gravel demo. All right, so that actually worked a lot easier than I thought it was going to, getting down the hill. This cart has been awesome for so many things. If you're looking for a cart, this one's also from VEVOR, and I use it for everything. Okay. Well, let's say you got some loose gravel stuff that you want to pack down. Let's try it on that. Now this compactor in general is going to shine with the much smaller gravel. It's not heavy enough to do a lot of the really large chunky stuff. My contractor is going to be coming in with a 10,000 pound steamroller to finish this, but I wanted to do a quick demo just to show it compacting some gravel. I'll show you up close between the smaller stuff and the larger stuff here. You'll find that this chunky stuff, you can flatten it out and you can compact it a bit compared to where I didn't do it at all. But when it comes to the smaller stuff, that's where you're going to find where it's going to start compacting a bit more. And even the smaller stuff that you do for like foundation or for like a pad for your trailers and stuff is going to be even smaller than this stuff. Maybe you're building a shed or something, you just need to pack the earth in. This would work great for that stuff. It will last a decent amount of time on the gas. You want to use unleaded, and it is recommended to use non-ethanol with pretty much all these smaller machines. Non-ethanol is all I use for any of my machines these days. They also do recommend to use premium with this one, and I do already buy premium for chainsaws and mixing and stuff, so that's not a problem. But they do recommend a higher grade when it comes to this one, at least 90 and above. Anyway, this is gonna be my quick demo for the VEVOR compactor plate. I think it works pretty well, really easy to put together out of the box. It only took me a few minutes. The hardest part was figuring out where to uncover that little shaft hole. So I wanted to make sure I showed that there in the beginning. There's not very much information about that. Their website doesn't even have any pictures or anything. So just figuring out where that was my biggest struggle personally. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to share with this one. It does have a handle up here at the top, so if you are working with a crew, you're working with other people, you can pick this up and carry it together, and it won't be as bad. I was able to get it on the cart, so that worked at least in my favor. It's going to have its limits based on what you're trying to do with it, but everyday use around the home, foundation work, all that stuff, perfect. Easy to put it together, easy to start it, easy to run it. And so far, I haven't had an issue with a single VEVOR product that I've owned. Anyway, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.